Phoenix's turn to ban. Fnatic's turn to ban. Phoenix's turn to ban. Fnatic's turn to pick.
Doom.
Phoenix's turn to pick.
Bane. Dark Seer.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Gyrocopter.
Fnatic's turn to ban. Phoenix's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
No.
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Yeah.
Phoenix's turn to ban.
Welcome back, everybody. It's game number 2 now between Fnatic and MVP Phoenix. Fnatic do need a win here, as they haven't been doing the absolute greatest in this Southeast Asian group stage so far for Dota Pit. As they are actually, I was looking over their score. They're top of the board right now because they've played the most games, but they do not have fantastic win, as they've had 4 different wins, 2 different draws. And 2 losses, so not outstanding. Okay, that's actually really confusing. What I should say is that they have 1, 2, 3, 4 wins in total and 2 losses. You just want to count individual games. Either way, we're here now in game number 2, and Fnatic do need to pull out a win here against MVP Phoenix to force another draw. And welcome in Scant, who's going to be my co-caster once again. Scant, we have a Doom again, and it's going to be for Ohio. MVP Phoenix seemed pretty content with giving away the Doom and just counteracting it.
Yeah, and MVP Phoenix also start with the Bane Dark Seer yet again, just like last game, so clearly like that's a beginning to a draft that they enjoyed. This time they do get the AA in the second phase, so they'll have it for themselves. Possibly combined with the Darkseer, but also just against that Doombringer. And the Gyrocopter is kind of interesting from Fnatic, because this is one of the few heroes that both Mushy and ADTR have been playing recently. But we don't know just yet. I would guess more likely it's ADTR and they put Mushy in the mid lane. Yeah, especially Windranger, I think is almost 99% chance Mushy in the mid lane, with ADTR and the Gyrocopter in the safe lane.
Why do you think they didn't ban away the Ancient Apparition? It's just kind of interesting to me that Fnatic, like, picking it up last time was in a way to make sure that the Doom, didn't get counteracted by that Ice Blast, but they chose to ban away the Dazzle and the Alchemist instead. Do you see that much value in the Alchemist in that 3-4 area? Do you really think he's more valuable than your Ancient Apparition?
I'm not too sure. I guess maybe their feeling is like, since it's going to be an offlane Doom anyway, like sure, if you want to pick a hero to counter offlane, not the end of the world. I'm not sure why they banned the Alchemist. They must be, well, for whatever reason, specifically worried about dealing with the Alchemist. It's easy to see why you ban the Dazzle, because that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's also kind of a counter to the Doom, and
Yeah.
very,
That
very
hero's
powerful here
just-
in the tournament.
Yeah. So good right now.
But the Queen of Pain for MVP Phoenix,
10
which
seconds
is a Cure
remaining.
hero, doesn't necessarily have to be the Cure hero. I'm pretty sure Solo Rank Warrior can play it.
5 seconds
Definitely
remaining.
previous versions of their team, they used to run the safe lane and mid.
Phoenix's
Now
turn
for
to ban.
Fnatic, there's a decent number of steals. So it's pretty rare to see Rubik picked up nowadays unless there's just a really good hero. Obviously, Bane's one of the, I guess, the best heroes that you can pick Rubik
10
against because
seconds
Fiend's Grip
remaining.
is an easy steal. You have an interrupt against it. He has an instant stun against
5
Queen of Pain
seconds
as well,
remaining.
and that blink can be quite valuable if he
Fnatic's
manages to
turn
get his
to
hands
ban.
on it. So we'll see if they manage to make it work. He'll be a decent setup hero for the Gyrocopter as well against that Darkseer. MVP Phoenix not going to have the opportunity to run the same kind of dual lane scenario that they did last time.
10
And interesting that
seconds
MVP
remaining.
Phoenix actually banned out the Night Stalker in that second ban phase as well,
5
because
seconds remaining.
even though it didn't succeed, you could tell they were kind of like, okay, this is an annoying hero to deal with. Did so much early on. Didn't get to kind of control the game the way Night Stalkers usually do once they hit Aghanim Scepter, but this is, I mean, Chrissy for me is the player to watch in Fnatic. And I was saying in the previous game, it's kind of like he fell on his sword, he took one for the team, recognizing it. I think that they needed Ohio to be back in his offlane role. They needed Mushy to be back in his core role.
Yeah.
And so it kind of just like worked out that he needs to be playing in the support role.
Wraith King.
But yeah, he's he's a phenomenal player in any role, really, is what I wanted to say. And there's been some commentary that like Fnatic are wasting his talent on supports or something. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think supports can make talented players just as much. I don't know if he'll be the Rubik or if he'll be the last hero. Also an interesting thing that they left their last 2 picks for the supports, which is fairly unusual.
Yeah, I do feel that if they're going to keep DJ on the support role, that they should give him those more aggressive heroes
5
like Night
seconds
Stalker to
remaining.
get your hands on the Tusk. Those kind of heroes that are able to roam around
Reserve
early
time.
on, because I think when I look at him, I see a lot of comparisons to, Aloha Dance, how he used to be a pub player. He was actually a mid player, and he was actually very strong. Like mechanically, he's quite gifted in that role. But you can see like he's very good at support play, and he's best, I think, when he's running around the map, finding those openings against the other enemy team. And I think that in a very similar fashion, DJ is best with those kind of aggressive supports.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, when he played offlane, when he played mid, he was playing Queen of Pain, Ember Spirits, Bat Rider, Pack, those kind of heroes. It's the same kind of like go on them heroes. So
Yeah, tempo controllers is really the best kind of term for it. Whether it's mid or the 4 position, those I think are the 2 best positions to really control the flow of the game. But we'll see which one he's going to be playing here, because we have a Silencer as the last pick for Fnatic against the Wraith King that MVP Phoenix went for.
yeah, he had to be the Rubik, didn't he? Because you don't see him sitting back and just casting Global Silence every now and then. Net will be happy to do that. And I don't know, this Wraith King, by the way, there's not the neatest of responses to deal with him in this game. I mean, they can try and kite him, they can disable him, but if they ever wanted to like take down the Wraith King, I'm not really sure what the plan is from Fnatic, other than just killing him twice.
Do you remember what the last ban was from Fnatic? Because Wraith King has been one of the heroes consistently picked up against Doom. It was
Yeah,
Juggernaut.
it has
was
been.
Juggernaut. I'm not convinced that Juggernaut is the better ban over Wraith King, specifically because you have a Doom. But
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. The Doom definitely didn't have the game he wanted to have in the previous game. Ohio's been playing this hero a lot recently, actually. Surprising that he's been getting it so much, but I think this is like his 4th or 5th time in the last week that he's got to play Doom. And I think the other Doom games have mostly been wins.
see them start setting up here on the top rune. Ohio's actually claiming the hill here.
30 seconds
Get a
to
little
go.
bit of damage on Abdubu. Telekinesis not quite in range for DJ. Just gets a extra right click there. Or you're a couple more on for him. So the boundary runes are going to be split up between the 2 mids. this time around, there's going to be no steal on, well, this time, it's going to be Mushi on the mid, but Fnatic's bounty rune.
There was a time when Mushi was experimenting on Wind Ranger with the like 0 power shot build. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Like, not really hoping to see that one here.
Yeah, that was not a good period of time for Mushi. I remember watching that, casting one of those games and just going like, what the hell is going on? And I would see these situations, oh, if you had a power shot there, or, you know, not even just kills. It was just like, power shot, but would be really great for farming right now. I'm not sure if Mushi is still going to hold to that or not. Dubu is going to be trying to harass Mushi a bit.
Or he's going for the career snipe, but they know.
That shitty wizard's going to be sitting off on the side. Mushi is going to take a bit of damage, hit by the Shadow Strike, slowed down. Ohio obviously going to be interrupting the camps. Looks like he's going to actually pull the wave. This is something Ohio's done a number of times, going way back. Be able to get some guaranteed experience, I guess.
Mushi answered our question right away with it. First point actually in power shots. I think it's am I correct in saying, I think that Wind Ranger vs Quap, if it's just 1-on-1, is a slightly favorable for Wind Ranger lane?
I think it is because you have a lot more kill power at level 5 and level 6 with Shackle Shot, especially because like the straight 1-on-1, the Shadow Strike is usually what wins the matchup, but Wind Ranger, like most of the time when the Queen of Pain is aggressive in a 1v1 scenario with the Shadow Strike, Wind Ranger's just going to turn on the Wind Run and
exactly.
You down.
Just stand and hits.
So the trade-off is actually good for Wind Ranger. I think the cooldown is slightly more. No, it's actually the exact same at level 1. 16. Exact same.
But yeah, in the safe lane, ADTR, Gyrocopter definitely going to be fine. I think that Solo Rank Warriors, Wraith King's also going to be fine. They're both going to be getting pretty easy farm.
Rotation around Ohio actually finds himself a Wolf Commander and is level 3 already. So between taking the big creeps and just straight up cutting the tower and pulling some creeps back to his tier 1, actually been a pretty good offlane for him so far. Compare that to the Darkseer, who's still level 1. Fnatic have been investing a lot of time from net to keep that Darkseer from getting his level 2. They don't actually have a disable combo to really kill the Darkseer, but they sure as hell can harass him out pretty easily. Oh, the courier! Oh no! Telekinesis just in time, and QO pulled back into the tower. The power shot to finish him off. Mushi gets the first blood 2-0. Oh, that's a QO play if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I wonder if that was like deliberate. Like, oh, Q is gonna see, he'll definitely blink. Because they were so ready for him.
It's pretty quick telekinesis. Courtesy, great response.
Well, Q did buy his bottle just before he died, so at least he didn't lose any gold.
Yeah. Bottle similarly will come out for Mushi now and Flying Courier.
In the meantime, this support silencer, I don't know, I always wonder, like I don't think Wraith King is a hero that's that important to silence. I feel like you don't get that much value out of that. Obviously Queen of Pain, a good hero to silence. Darkseer, a good hero to silence. When you're playing that support silencer, more often than not it ends up being just about the global. And my opinion at least is that global silence is, you know, if you're picking a silencer just for global silence, you need to be able to use it proactively. So again, we get like, as the game develops, we're going to be looking into like Fnatic have that initiation power. Can they go in with the Doom or the Rubik or the Wind Ranger? I think if you're forced to use your global silence defensively, you just never get like the true value out of it.
Yeah. That's why I actually expected an Earthshaker and not the silencer, just because I figured they would want a blink hero. Because right now, you know, as you said, you need to be able to try to jump in and kind of set up that global silence. You want to be the initiator in this case, but they don't have the greatest heroes for it. The best is going to be Wind Ranger, but that's oftentimes a bit delayed if you're going to go for the Aghanims first. You know, Ags, Blink Dagger is the most common route. But even then, I don't think that's the most reliable stuns in the world. Mushi pops his double damage, battling back against QO's aggression.
wonder how it feels like laning against Cure. I wonder if... I'd love to ask some mid players. Oh, they actually
Shackle, that's a beautiful setup.
I'm fantastic.
Be able to finish him off with the help of DJ's telekinesis.
Yeah, exact opposite of what I was going to ask about actually, because Cure is the one who goes down. But it's like, when you're laning against Cure, you kind of know that if there's any kind of opportunity for him to be aggressive on you, he's definitely going to. So you can't... I think there's some mid matchups where you kind of know that the enemy player is just like mostly playing a farming game and you can relax and get into a farming pattern yourself. But
yeah,
it's a dangerous thing to do against him.
Duo is definitely not a guy that you can down your defenses for too long. Gonna jump now onto Mushi, just get some extra damage there. They have the Ion Shell, maybe QO could have considered trying to body block him and run him down with just the Ion Shell tick, but Dupu, you gotta be careful here. In fact, he's probably dead. He gets out the brain sap, might make his way towards Roshan. Ohio's just gonna be able to run him down though with the extra Scorched Earth movement speed and the Orb of Venom. It should be a pretty easy kill. Needs another hit. Runs, brain sap's almost up. Dubu can actually turn around. Scorched Earth fades at just time, and Ohio's forced to TP away. The Rubik does end up going down as QO makes his rotation across.
So is this Darkseer being so active in the mid lane, this out of necessity for mid, or was he struggling to get value in top lane, you think?
I'm surprised, again, just because of the fact that they don't have a kill combo, but it seems like Net has successfully completely harassed him out. And I guess a large part of that is that Glaives of Wisdom. You know, any support with an orb attack is going to be really valuable at just zoning the enemy offlaner because you don't tank the creep aggro. So I think he's just suffered to any farm.
I also think the last word poses a bit of a dilemma for the Darkseer, because if you walk up to him and last word him, usually Darkseer is like, okay, I'll put on Iron Shell and fight the supports. But if you do that, then you can't surge and Gyrocopter comes in. So it maybe is like a somewhat tricky matchup for Darkseer.
Now gets his level 4. ADTR though is level 6.
Wow, the early rotation from the Wraith King actually, they want to reinforce this Darkseer there and get a kill on the Gyrocopter.
It's a nice idea, very similar to the way Gyrocopter works. This should be a pretty free kill on the Gyro with the Ion Shell especially. Meanwhile, they actually did get the Queen of Pain in the middle lane. Looks like DJ dropped quite low. Mushi was a little bit low on HP as well, but still managed to pick up QO. Oh, bottom lane, they're going to run down because they know the Wraith King is gone, of course. Febby is a very free kill for Ohio, especially now that he's level 6.
It's a much better start for Ohio's Doom game than the previous game, and I think he's going to be a much more relevant force this time around.
It's a nice idea, getting the Wraith King aggressive and using him like that early Gyrocopter, smoke into the off lane and give free space to the Ancient Apparition. But when you have a hero like Doom, I think he's just able to punish the support that's left alone so easily.
Yeah, the other concern, I mean, obviously it justifies itself if you kill the enemy carry to make the rotation for your carry. My concern is just, the way I was saying last game, if Anti-Mage leaves his lane, there's that risk of getting banned in farm. Wraith King, it's not really about farm, it's more XP. Like, you need to make sure you get your level 11 reasonably early on this hero. It's very, very important.
Do you think he should go the Hand of Midas if he's going to be, moving around the map so much in order to... Because we've seen that from Wraith Kings before. In order to get that faster level 11 and keep the farm going while you're still playing aggressive, Hand of Midas has usually been a decent solution.
Yeah, I like the idea, especially because he's got Darkseer to urge him around, so he doesn't need the blink that early. Well, bot lane, Febby's being dived again.
They do have the TP in for the Darkseer, but that's not really going to change things. Febby's still going to go down forever. It's just going to try and get the turnaround kill on the net, but they do have ADTR. He's still going to be able to pick up the kill on the Silencer, but this is going to zone away the rest of the TPs, or not. Wraith King's going to be the first one in. He does have Reincarnation, so he doesn't care too much. Nightmare onto ADTR with QO coming in from the side. They've taken out Mushi and will get ADTR in due time. Double kill there, triple kill actually for QO. And the only trade-off was an Ancient Apparition and Darkseer. Well worth it for Fnatic.
QO, by the way, was 0-3 before that fight. Now he's 3-3, just like brings him all the way back in.
I meant to say well worth it for MVP, obviously, because that was huge for QO.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. It's almost like MVP saying to Fnatic, "You're diving us. Like we're the diving experts here, and Red King now back in his normal lane because that's where the fight was happening, and he is going to go straight into the blade mail. I kind of agree with you that Midas could be a consideration if he's going to be that active, but I feel like MVP are just confident in like in the activity they're going to succeed in fights, and then he's going to get the levels anyway. Yeah. Like the risk is, that's why it's similar to anti-mage. Well, he's actually going straight on the Doom here.
Yeah, middle A they actually pick up the kill, but it's going to be the bottom fight that's going to be a bit more interesting here. Wraith King is going to be losing his reincarnation soon, it looks like. Fnatic, are they going to be able to punish it twice in a row? Power shot? No, it's not quite up. So they couldn't take away that. If they had actually gotten the reincarnation at some point in time, then they could have thrown down the Gyrocopter ultimate on the second life, and maybe they could have killed the Wraith King. But now, he's going to be able to finish farming his blade mail, which is going to be exceptionally strong, especially against the Gyrocopter mid lane. Mushi committing for this kill onto Febby. He's going to be stunned up in the process, but QO doesn't have that Sonic Wave anymore, and won't be able to get the counter kill. So
it's actually important that Mushi gets that kill because Fnatic really, like they had made a 3-hero rotation to the bot lane. They failed to even get the Wraith King's ulti, and in the meantime, Q had killed Nets at the mid lane. So like some kind of return very important there, and Mushi kills a support for a support. Then
blade mail complete for the Wraith King. 7-7, but the game is not as even as the scoreboard would entail. It's about a 2,500 gold lead for MVP Phoenix, 700 experience.
Oh, DJ. Oh, okay, it doesn't get spotted and Q just TP's out.
Gonna DJ not knowing that the Quapa's gone, he's gonna TP to his tier 2. He's just trying to soak for his level 6. This is such a potentially good game for him on the spell steal status. MVP Phoenix, 4-man smoke up, making their way through the river. Gonna lead with the Wraith King here. They're gonna be diving into this tier 1. They're going for Mushi first, but they're met with Ohio and immediately gets the Doom off onto Dubu, who's just going to get 3-shot here quite easily. Now the Ice Blast comes in, is going to be clipping Ohio. Maybe they can get that kill with the slowdown of the reincarnation. It's not going to be enough. Net will be dying though, and MVP Phoenix have taken control of this tier 1 tower. Another stun onto Mushi. Stolen now by DJ, turns it around onto 4F. That'll be another kill for Fnatic. Shackle shot landing out there. Solar Rank Warrior going to be controlled up. QO trying to push back against ADTR. They're really committing for this tier 1. They'll get it too. And Mushi may have just overextended himself. There's no response to the support. The Sonic Wave comes in. Didn't realize that just come off cooldown. That'll be double kill off the back. Queen of Pain 10-9. MVP Phoenix aggression. As you said, they felt pretty confident that would work out for them. And sure enough, they do win that first critical fight with the Wraith King in tow.
Even after the fight started so poorly for them, because they tunnel visioned onto the Wind Ranger and 2 of them ran straight into the Doom. But second round they win, and here's round 3. Silencer, you're dead.
Yep, Dubu, he's not gonna let the Wraith King pick up that kill. He'll take it for himself. Though Wraith King may actually die here. It's gonna be run down by DJ, gets off the blade mail, but there's still easily enough damage as the free steal of that Wraithfire Blast. Always going to be picked up by the Rubik. Nice job waking up Ohio. He'll be able to successfully run down the Bane as well. So the aftermath, a bit more favorable for Fnatic. But MVP Phoenix are pushing out some of these side lanes.
This is the thing about the current patch, and I don't know if this is something else that we'll see changing in the next patch, because I actually think it's kind of nice that fighting's so emphasized, but we saw Fnatic actually doing really well in the lanes. You look at the net worth, the 3 cores from MVP are actually ahead of the 3 cores from Fnatic, because after the lanes, the first couple of fights have been more slanted towards MVP, and those just tend to matter a lot more at the moment.
Yeah. Absolutely. Bottom lane, Fnatic. Perhaps knowing that the fighting is what they're kind of missing out on. They're going to bring some extra numbers to this bottom lane. They can't get a quick pick off with the Doom.
There's an Ice Blast being thrown to the mid lane.
Wraith King doesn't have a Blink Dagger yet, so won't be able to capitalize on that one.
And will be the drum again for Ohio's Doom. It's already started with the previous game. Then he brought a point boost to that game. I wonder if he wants to... That's because, you know, things are going badly, and he'd rather actually get that blink next if he can.
Brev is going to be doomed up, and the silence is there as well. So, not only a kill, but a free bit of intel for Net, who's up to +8 now.
Oh, and they want to try to get her... they were looking for ADTR at the Ancients, but they were blinked a bit too late.
You have the Sonic Wave as well as the double damage ready to go on the Queen of Pain, but ADTR is going to patiently wait it out. He may lead with the call down here if his allies rotate, but it seems like Fnatic not going to TP in. A couple of them are going to run over, and Mushi's still going to keep that push out on bottom lane.
Do you like this gyro build, this Helmet Dom? Because I feel like this puts them in a similar position to the anti-mage game to some extent. It's like a greedy farming build, and I worry that our pressure on ADCR to pick up a few more items before he can actually be in these fights in earnest.
I'm not a fan. I think the build was definitely, I mean, shreds or phase if, you want to talk about the increase in stats or greater potential to kite around the Wraith King. It's neither here nor there for me, but I think definitely like Drums, Aquila, either one of those stat items or both would have been much better for the gyro in this game. And just go straight S and Y because it's very clear MVP Phoenix are going to run at you. I think you have to stat up in order to make sure that you just don't get run over in these team fights.
Yeah, he's gone back for the Aquila now, but I agree. It seems like the fights are going to be decisive, and I just feel like if he had a drum instead of a Helm of Dom, he's a bit tankier. He's a bit more useful as well in terms of output for his team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, he is making stacks with the creepy at the Ancients, and if he ends up getting the farm, the game ends up lasting that position, then he'll have been right. But it's a risk. You're playing against MVP Phoenix. Like they're not planning to let you sit and farm.
Yeah. Fortunately, MVP Phoenix don't have a great team for dealing the stack, but they certainly can take enough control that you can never really farm it yourself, and maybe they can farm it as a team or something, or maybe the game just simply ends before you're able to get the value. I think it takes like, I think you have to get like 2 different stacks of Ancients, like 2 different rounds of big stacks of the Ancient camp in order to really make that Helmet Dominator worth it. But, oh dear, they go for the stack. It's the worst possible scenario. Oh, he takes on the Ancients too. Oh god, Fnatic. Helmet Dominator, worth, not worth? Right now, it's definitely not worth it as MVP Phoenix MVP Phoenix managed to smoke up and win a huge fight against Fnatic at the perfect time.
This Cliff Ward by MVP Phoenix is like basically the most popular Radiant ward at the moment, I think, especially at this stage in the game. So I'm not too sure Fnatic don't even check for it. Surely you got to check for that ward before you farm Ancients. I feel like that's like a bare minimum rule.
Yeah. If you check for that one, and then probably maybe like this ward as well. That's quite popular because it has vision of the Ancients as well. Just
exactly.
Fnatic, I really don't feel like whether we're talking about item builds, specific plays like that Ancient, it really feels like that they don't have a very coherent plan. It just feels like this game isn't very well thought out for them.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think it gets exposed precisely by MVP Phoenix. If they're playing against maybe a weaker team or less aggressive team, you don't actually notice that there's that lack of poor planning, but against the team that's going to punish your every mistake and just like constantly go for that aggression, it gets very clearly pointed out that, well, there's going to be at least a Doom.
Oh, this should be good. They have the global silence as well to make sure that Wraith King's not going to be able to get off an immediate stun and threaten ADTR's life. And eventually they will take him down. Reincarnation slow all 4 of them down. The rest of the team's coming in. Ice Blast over the top, and they will be able to get the kill onto Dubu. It looks like that Ice Blast not very effective. ADTR, oh, a big crit comes out from Solo Rank Warrior at the right time. He's still going to be slowed down by this silence. He tries to run down these heroes, but DJ responds with a nice stun. Solo Rank Warrior runs forward, actually gets a bit of damage from that Blade Mail onto DJ, which will ensure that Forev gets that kill, and can actually run down net as well. Good use of the illusion so far, but is he going to be able to catch up with this Surge? Doesn't look like it. Ohio trying to go for the body block here. Forev runs forward, but again, that last word, as you were talking about earlier, posed a lot of issues, and Forev is now going to get turned around on as Ohio finishes him off with the level death.
So it's a win for Fnatic, but I don't know. I almost feel like it's still not a big enough win, right? Ice Blast didn't hit that many people. They killed Queen of Pain before she did anything. So, firstly, the fight's not always going to be that good, and secondly, it takes the global silence, the Doom, everything. Then it needs to be maybe even better than that.
What do you think about that ice? It was really weird. The Ice Blast, I felt like it had an opportunity to hit multiple heroes, and he
let it go.
Yeah, he let it go too late.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he specifically wanted to catch the Doom. That's sort of what it felt like to me. But maybe a bit too tunnel vision in that position, because like sure it's meant to like counteract the Doom, but when it comes to a big fight like that, your Wraith King's just propped his ulti. You want to just hit as many people as you can.
Yeah. Fortunately, the Wraith King being able to finish off the Gyrocopter, I think, was one of the big things that made sure that MVP Phoenix didn't completely lose that fight. They got some sort of turnaround. DJ, well, he's going to be orchid up. He's definitely dead, but is DTR going to be caught as well? Yeah, definitely. Bebby with that maxed out Ice Vortex slow that we've been seeing from all these Ancient Apparitions lately. So effective at catching out the heroes on the run.
Yeah, and this is like, MVP Phoenix did not even rush for a gank after the fight. They like kind of took their time about it, but Global Silence is such a long cooldown that they know, you know, we lost that fight because there was a global. It's done, we can do whatever we want for a while. It's back up now, so it might be round 2 for Fnatic to try to go for players, but they're going to need their Gyrocopter and Rubik to respawn.
Whoa, he completed the Orchid not so long ago, and he almost has BKB complete now.
Wraith King's ulti is going to be up again very soon as well. Got that level 11 now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ekanims. She. Green Band smoke up. Fnatic. They're gonna try and push through here. I'm assuming that Mushi's gonna TP in.
Dire's structures
They have to kill Cure in the global again. Like, I think that's like vitally important for them.
Yeah. Leading with the telekinesis to go back in. Global silence is laid out, but Ohio has been silenced up as well. Due to the Orchid, he's unable to get the control into QO, who's now just gonna be able to beat down Net. Global silence. Oh, the vacuum sonic wave with the wall. Triple kill instantly for Forev as he just destroys Fnatic with that play.
Yeah, it's just exactly that. Doom tried to go on Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain's like, actually, I'll silence you first, and almost she's dead to his
They
mate.
still have Fiend's Grip. Oh, MVP Phoenix.
Radiant's bottom
It's like
tower
deja
is under
vu
attack.
all over again. 21 minutes into the game, and they've wiped Fnatic right in front of their base. They'll be able to push down this tier 3 tower, and this time around, they can actually maybe get
Dire's
the
top
early
tower
melee
has
racks.
fallen. Dire's
Yeah, I mean,
top
look,
tower
there's question marks for this Fnatic lineup, and people have been worried about, you know, what are the problems, how they fix the problems, when are things gonna get better. I mean, they haven't had big losses recently. In fact, I think this will be their first 2-0 loss in Dota pits. They've
Yeah.
had a couple 1-1s.
Yeah, they've just been
Dire's
tying
top
with
barracks has fallen.
some of the stronger teams, like I believe Mineski and I think Signature Trust was the other one.
Yeah, but I mean, what I want to say on the other hand, this series, at least the way it's looking at the moment, very bright signs for MVP Phoenix, which is a team that's, I feel like, since their really nice run in top 8 in the National, hasn't really stood out that much.
Yeah,
I mean, they also had some roster changes, and a lot of people were like, oh, Korean Dota, that can become huge, and we haven't heard that much about it.
Pick off there. Telekinesis pull back because he's got Net joining him, but with the Guardian Greaves laid out, it's pretty obvious for Rev should be able to survive. And now, actually, the Wraith King joins the fight. Blinks the wrong direction there. ADTR is able to get some distance. Doom immediately placed on QO, but Ohio has to turn around and help out his Gyrocopter, but he's already dead. Solo Rank Warrior has managed to finish him off, and it looks like MVP Phoenix will escape. QO. Yeah, he's good. Good as well. So everyone
Yeah,
survives from MVP Phoenix, and they got the 2 cores of Fnatic.
It's a mess. I mean, Ohio gets the Doom off on Kyo, but it's after he's already used his whole combo to burst on Mushi. And that's not really the fight you want to have yet again. It's when you pick the support Silencer, when you pick this kind of lineup, I feel like so much needs to go right, and it just hasn't. As you said, Fnatic are playing as if they don't have a very clear plan in terms of how to execute, and that means that it's very possible that they're a little bit clunky in their initiation and their execution, and they absolutely lose fights whenever that happens.
Fnatic, they've been having a lot of issues lately, and now with this roster change to ADTR being added, thought maybe that would help fix some of those issues, but it seems clear Fnatic got to work out some of these kinks. Meanwhile, MVP Phoenix are looking quite hot in their first series here at Dota Pit. They're going to be able to take Roshan and are in a position just to outright end game number 2 by 30 minutes.
Yeah, they're looking really good. That's what I was gonna do. Like, I mean, it's not just Fnatic making mistakes. I think MVP Phoenix have played a really good 2-game series so far. Doob is no done.
You got that ward up. At least that's something. But,
Yeah, but
it
now
was,
they know, should he?
yeah, it was this defensive ward that spotted out his rotation across, and they'll counter that ward pretty. A little pickoff. This will delay MVP Phoenix's chance for aggression, but still, they have the Aegis. 4.5 minutes left. Be able to push down a laner Rex. In fact, the AC is coming in pretty quickly for QL at this point, and it looks like Wraith King. Is he going Abyssal and he just happened to go the Sacred Relic first because he has the gold? Or do you think he's actually going back for Radiance build?
It's the Radiance. I'm pretty sure it's the Radiance. There was like a... I think this is close to Slash's way. Although he didn't go Blink, he just goes like Blade Mail, Radiance, Refresh, or
Yeah.
But I've seen it quite a lot recently, the Blade Mail, Blink, Radiance. Kind of like the... almost like a safety measure, just in case. I'll also like it's a lot of damage, a lot of presence, but also I'll keep farming just in case.
Yeah. It feels like though this exact build, especially if you're like the Blade Mail into Radiance, I think makes a decent amount of sense. But if you're gonna invest that much into the other game, Blade Mail and Blink Dagger, I think it's pretty easy that you could just be shut down, and you'd never be able to pick up that Radiance after.
It's been quartz.
Managed to get away though. Glimmer Cape has done a lot. Saved the Doom. Saved from the Doom earlier.
It was actually the introduction of Chrissy's Blink Dagger, that's how I got caught out. But now they'll know about it and be aware that the Blink telekinesis is possible. He's also got the Wraith Fire Blast.
And to spam out some homing missiles. Jump in, go for Mushi first. They throw the vacuum, everything else. Ice Blast is going to come over the top. Doesn't quite land perfectly. They've already taken out the Gyrocopter though. QO is going to be taken out by Mushi in that Focus Fire, but not before he gets DJ. No, the Healing Fountain is going to be able to keep him alive. They have the Radiance complete though for their Wraith King. They'll go back to finishing up this Tier 1 tower with the second life of QO.
And Net didn't even get to use his Global Silence there, and poor Net actually has been so close to Glimmer Cape for a really long time, and I wanted to say there wasn't actually any True Sights. Okay, there was True Sight. They did have True Sight, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Previously they were pushing, they didn't have, but she's gonna be jumped on here again.
Yeah, the vacuum if they want to try and expend that one. Meanwhile, Doom placed on a QL, but he's going to try and help Mushi out first, but Mushi's already dead. Now QL's left with the Ice Blast on him. He'll go down as well. DJ, the last one alive, and he'll be the one to call it GG.
Yeah, I've got to say, like the very early game looked kind of back and forth in both these games, but it feels like irrelevant to me because the very early game, those kind of first 5 to 7 minutes, don't really dictate that match very often in the current meta game, and the next sort of 7 to 15 minute period has been like very MVP heavy in this series. They've like completely outshone Fnatic, looked like a tier ahead of them, to be honest.
So Fnatic, I mean, they've already had a couple of draws, but this loss is really going to hurt their standing in Dota.